What's up, everybody? It's time for another mashup. You're here for episode 165 with my good friend Chris Jolly, aka the Freight Coach. Right now, let's go. Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited for this today. We have a big show for you. It's another mashup show coming your way in just a little bit. We're going to have the Freight Coach on with us in a moment. But before then, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today on episode 165 of Standing Out, daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. And listen, we've got a killer lineup all week. We've had some phenomenal shows. If you haven't caught those, make sure you catch them. We had an awesome show on Monday with John Devaney. I had to wear Bills gear. It was brutal. Yesterday, awesome conversation with Ramel Watley, who's putting on the Freight Fest event down in Houston in early November. Again, today with Chris Jolly coming up soon. Tomorrow, my good friend Peter Stefanovich of Left Lane Associates is going to be on the show. We're going to talk about M&A. And then on Friday, Scott Grandis is going to be on the show. We're going to talk about insurance in the transportation industry. It is going to be exciting. We're going to have a great time. And good morning, Jeff Dickinson. Great to see you, man. Thanks for being a part of the show today. It's going to be a big show. Can't wait to bring Chris on here momentarily. Before that, though, we got to pay the bills. Thank our sponsor, TAS, so much for their sponsorship of the show. These are the good guys in Freight Factory. And listen, if you're driving a truck or if you have a small fleet, 10 trucks or less, these guys are the ones for you. They are going to keep you on the road, keep those wheels turning with cash flow resources, discounts on fuel, tires, insurance needs, all kinds of other great stuff. So make sure you check them out at TAFS.com, or more importantly, click on the link that's going to be in the comments today that takes you right to my landing page so you can get started with them right away. And listen, if you are driving a truck, thank you. We appreciate it so much. You guys are the heroes of the economy, keeping the road turning. I'm telling you what, I cannot wait. You guys might not know this, but Monday, I'm going to be in the cab of a truck with our good friends over at Ardor Express. Going to be riding from St. Louis to Kansas City and back, documenting the whole thing, podcasting live from the truck. We'll see if it works. We're going to try that out. It's going to be awesome. Neil, great to see you. Yeah, Bill's gear was not good. I'm with you on that. Matt Leffler, the armchair attorney, he's got a big show tomorrow, not Friday. It's going to be Thursday this week, so everybody be sure to catch that. Thanks for joining today, Matt. Excited to have you on the show with us as well. Also, when you're surfing the internet, go check us out at betaconsultinggroup.com. We would love to work with you, help you tell your stories. We're all about helping companies become known and trusted so they can grow revenue. So go to betaconsultinggroup.com, click on the form, fill it out. We'll follow up with you, and we would love to work with you. Be excited to tell your stories and help you out with that. While you're there, you might as well pick up some swag items. We got some awesome swag. We got the Iron Minds water bottle. Listen, let me tell you something. This water bottle is so incredible. It's got aluminum and it's just very solid. The size here of the spout is absolutely perfect. You got to pick one of these up. And other things at the store. Listen, it's spooky season here, so the coupon code is SPOOKY, SPOOKY. Get 20% off your entire order. All right, everybody, it is time to bring on the man, the myth, the legend. Here we go. We're going to break the internet today because we are going to be live on both sides. Here we go, everybody. Please welcome to the show my good friend, Chris Jolly.
What is up, dude?
Dude. We're breaking the internet today.
We are. What's up, man? The internet is officially fucking broken.
For those that don't know, let me tell you what's happening. So those in my audience on my network are watching this show today live, and those in Chris's audience in his network are watching the exact same show live on two networks at the same time. We're trying it out because why not? We got to try new stuff. What's up, bro?
Wow, dude, that's exactly it. What other fucking major news network out there has this shit going on?
Who else can do this? No one can do this, man. Just you and me. That's right. Man, it's so good to see you. Good to have you back on the show. This is weird. Who's hosting today? You or me?
Me. It's my show today.
It's your show.
We did your shit last time. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. We did. That's right. This is your time. So you lead the way. I'm following you today.
Yeah, man. So you're coming out to Arizona here. Obviously, you guys, and again, I'm going to reiterate this all the time. I do not live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I do live in Phoenix, Arizona. The amount of people are like, dude, you live in Chattanooga? I'm like, no, I don't live in Tennessee. Tennessee is a gorgeous state, but I live in the desert because it's fucking hot and it's amazing. and I'm from northern Wisconsin. I know what 30 below feels like, and I will take 112 degrees any fucking day of the week. So you're coming out here, though. We got a little thing called Technovations coming up next week.
Listen, I'm excited because it's 25 degrees here in St. Louis, man. I'm ready. I'm ready
it's 92 today here. It's 92.
It's awesome. Hey, listen, Greg Grimes wants to know who has the better background. Well, Greg, listen, we're breaking the internet. We have the same background, except it's reversed because we're cool like that. So listen,
I have the American flag, so mine's better.
You do have the, well, I have the American flag on my show as well. It's just under you. Like we both have the American flag today.
Okay.
It's all, no, it's all good. It's all good. We totally did. All right. So listen, we got Technovations.
Yeah. What are you doing at Technovations?
Man, I'm excited. So I've had a chance to work with Technovations on some of the promos, videos and things coming up for the event. And I'm going to be doing some video work as well. So listen, if you're going to be at Technovations, I'm going to be doing some word on the street interviews with attendees talking about the show. I'm going to be capturing some video and some photos and doing some video work for them, as well as just meeting and, meeting up with as many incredible people as possible. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get there on Tuesday, the 25th, leave on the 28th. So it's going to be an awesome week down in Phoenix. I can't wait. A lot of new technology we're going to talk about. A lot of new highways going to be there. Carrier Assure is going to be there. Kestrel Insights is going to be there. Green screens, 3PL, 123 load board. There's a lot of broker carrier is going to be there. We got to throw that one out there. Got a nice. I'm excited, man. It's going to be great. Is Kyle going to be there for broker carrier?
No, he's not. He's not making it down to this one. But no, I'm going to be doing my live show from there as well.
Me too. Let's go.
I'm going to be talking to the 4 companies who are going to be a part of the Shark Tank thing, and I'm going to be talking to, we're going to do kind of like a little rapid fire thing out there. And again, it's like I feel like at the end of the day, man, as a startup, like again, like I'm figuring this shit out as I go. Like I think
100%.
Anybody who's been following me for a long time, I'm very fucking open that I don't have any of this shit figured out. I'm trying to go and piece this together. But the fact of the matter is you just can't stop in business. And I'm of the mindset, man, talking to other founders and other startups, like Cassandra Gaines with Carrier Assure, and Green Screens and Highway and Kestrel Insights. Like I've had 3 of the 4 of those companies on my podcast already. But again, it's like when you're out there and you're talking to other founders, man, like I just want to see people succeed. Like whether you're a direct competitor of mine in every fucking angle, there's enough market share for us all to get fat and happy on. Well, I'm going to take in shape and happy, but the saying always goes. But I'm just of that mindset, man, where it's like, I know I might not be for everybody, but that doesn't mean that I have to stop somebody from finding what works for them, because I just want people to find success in business and life, because it's a very freeing fucking mindset when you can adapt that.
It's such a small mentality to think that it's a zero-sum game. It's just not. The one thing about capitalism, what we're doing is we're expanding the pie. It's not a limited amount of pie that's there. We're actually expanding the pie every time that we work.
I'm on a limited card.
You are, and man, you're looking good. I can't wait to see you down there. You're going to be all ripped and making me feel like I'm lazy, dude.
I'm like less than 50 grams of carbs a day right now. We're doing reset, but then, yeah, man, but dude, I honestly, and because I put the post out there, I don't know, I think it was Monday or it was maybe last week, because I started cutting those little short videos again where I kind of got
I saw that Mindset Monday.
And I was like, I just wanted to get back to the basics on a lot of this stuff, because again, I think, and you probably might get this DM a lot, but it's always about like, hey, I want to create content. How do I start? And I feel like now some people, they see the fancy camera, the fucking all of this stuff, and they're like look at where, like, man, I started on my fucking broken laptop in my bedroom, and I'm like, just bring it back. Like you just need your cell phone. And that's why I started doing those clips with my cell phone. There's no editing, there's nothing. I'm not going to put any effort into it besides hitting record, talking my shit and posting it out there. And, but to kind of tie it all in, like the first Mindset Monday, like I know, it's just funny. Like I observe social media now from afar, and it's just like all these people who are like, they hate hustle culture. That like, if you work hard, they're lambasting you and everything else. Like, oh, you don't, like, fuck getting up at 4 a.m. You don't have to do any of that stuff to find success.
None of it's required.
That's right. I do it because it's hard for me. All right. I could easily sleep till 5 or 6 a.m., but that's not challenging. And I need to find ways to keep myself disciplined, because otherwise I am a fucking nightmare. I am
that's your word for the year right there. I would think discipline has got to represent your 2022 year. That's what it's been all about.
Well, because I had to be, man. Like I don't have any other options besides this working. There's nothing else, and no one's going to come in and make sales calls for me. No one's going to come in and create content for me. No one's going to edit content for me. I have to be disciplined to fucking do it every single day. You know, as things start to progress and grow, yeah, the budget will expand and I can bring on a team that can help with that. But right now, I can't take a play off. I can't fucking miss a day for whatever reason. I have to keep showing up and I have to keep putting my stuff out because again, it's a machine at this point. It's marketing, it's out there, it's visible. And that's what I'm going for with it all.
Yeah, I think it's all about showing up every day. But hey, listen, we got some articles to talk about. We got some other stuff to talk about, but I'm excited to see you at TIA, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have Word on the Street live. We got some people going to be there live for Word on the Street on Friday. We got some live shows too. It's going to be a blast, man. Can't wait.
Amen to that, Garrett. I will never apologize for fucking working hard, and it's just been instilled in me from young.
This is going to be funny because you got comments on your side that my network can't see and vice versa. So that's awesome.
Cena, I love Arizona as well. It's fucking fantastic out here.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Fiona says that she needs loads from Phoenix. Do you have a hookup? I mean, I have my own freight out of Phoenix, but I don't know if I need a hookup. Or if you're looking for a hookup, Fiona, what kind of trucks do you have out there? Yeah, so dude, we're at how many of these live shows have you done? I'm up to I'm at 138 today.
I'm at 165 today. 165. Yeah. Yep. And your podcast, you're up to 100. What do you got on the podcast?
222nd will be released on Friday.
Machine, man. Absolute machine. All right, listen, hey, my audience may not know the format today. Talk about what we're going to do today and the Freight Coach morning show, the top morning show in transportation logistics.
Right. Don't forget that part. Yeah. No, what we do on this one, you guys, is we break down industry headlines. I mean, I do not hide the fact that I am not a fucking fan of mainstream media because there's a narrative behind it all. And frankly, people read that and make their decisions based on that. And I'm never going to sit up here and say everything's perfect, sunshine and gumdrops, all that shit. We need to provide solutions for people to stay in business. And that's my big thing. My entire family is truck drivers. All right. My great grandparents, my father, uncles, godfather, everybody drove a truck in my family. And they're the backbone of this economy. Our industry is as a whole. And I couldn't stay silent and watch some people read some of these headlines and make decisions based off of that. And my thing is about providing insight into what you can do with all of this, because someone's going to survive, no matter how bleak the economy gets, someone is going to show up and survive and make it work. People have in the past, market shifts, bad economies are not a fucking new thing. Right. There are opportunities out there to continue to show up and stay in business. And that's what I need. That's what I want to do is, and again, I say this how I start off every single show. That's why I proudly fly the American flag behind me, is because I'm living my American dream. And I want to see every fucking person live their American dream, and that's why I break down these industry headlines. It's to kind of breathe some life into what some of this stuff actually means, because I've been in this industry for 15 years. I don't report on it. I don't write about it because I think what I might do if I was in said position, I'm providing feedback based off of what I do in my brokerage, what I have done in brokerage and everything else, and how I attack these things, and I'm not sitting here knocking on any news source in particular or anything like that, but there's a big difference out there between people talking about it with skin in the game as opposed to sitting on the sidelines. And that was my main driving force to getting back in the game, is I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to have even more validity to this.
Yeah, I love that. And to go along with that, even before we get started on the first topic, you talk about economies and crashes and things like that. When everything is good, everybody wins. When everything is good, it's just easy to win. When it's not good, that's when we find out who's going to win and who's going to struggle in those regards. To me, this is the best time to really push forward on who you are, on building your brand and standing out, because somebody's going to win here and you want it to be you. And so that's my little take as well on this, is that it's coming no matter what, but how are we going to approach it? How are we going to deal with it? All right. What's our first topic? Let's go.
All offense. That's what, no, that's not that's where I'm at in business. It's all fucking offense.
All offense, no defense. That's right.
First article we're going to break down today. It's from my friends over at the JOC. I was just at their conference a few weeks ago, and Bill Cassidy wrote about this one. And it's in the industrial rebound pushing up U.S. truck tonnage. U.S. industrial production and manufacturing rebounded on a God damn it, sequential. my brain works faster than my mouth, which says a lot. And
so, you're doing great. You might make it in this field someday. You got a future ahead of you.
created more freight and tonnage out there, and muddying recession forecast. Total industrial production rose 0.4% from August and 5.3% year over year last month, according to the data released. Manufacturing employment is rising as well, climbing 3.8% year over year to 12.9 million, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics. The data suggests the U.S. economy remains stronger than expected in face of recessionary headwinds. Obviously remove interest rates and inflation from that statement. But, for me personally, it's, again, something else I don't hide behind. Bringing jobs back to America, bringing that back and seeing that happen is what is the most appealing part of this to me. The ATA, obviously the American Trucking Association, the latest gain put tonnage at the highest level since August of 2019 and the third highest level on record. That came from Bob Costello. He's their chief economist. This is another example of how contract freight market remains strong despite weakness in the truckload spot market, which again, I think from my perspective, a lot of this information that's coming out right now, what can you do with this? Be prepared, you guys. The contracted rates will not remain high in 2023. There will be a reduction in contracted prices, but my forecast with a lot of that is eventually what that's going to do is start that rebalance. So obviously this year contracted rates are high. Nobody is going to reject a contracted load at an elevated rate to try and book it for a less appealing rate out there on the spot market. It's not going to happen. So what's going to happen though is when that rebid cycle goes through and those rates are published for 2023, spot market opportunities are going to start to increase, because inevitably they're going to be in there. People are going to get competitive. They're going to push that rate down too far in their contract and they're going to reject it because they can't cover it and hope it goes out to the spot market and they can find an option on the spot market. And when that gets rejected out there in the spot market, boom, rates will start to raise on the spot market. Again, I only moved 3 truckloads in my career, so don't listen to what I'm saying.
Well, that's interesting. Let me jump in for a second. This is interesting because it didn't surprise me to see that manufacturing is up, because whenever the supply chain disruption, especially overseas with what happened with China, with the pandemic, people started to look internally to increase manufacturing and not be as dependent upon that. So it doesn't surprise me in that regard. And I think you're right about the contract rates and what's going to happen. Spot opportunities are going to go up. I'm also curious what's going to happen with what's happening with AB5, with how that happened in California. Now the government is beginning to tweak its definitions of independent contractors federally across all states. I'm wondering how all that's also going to impact capacity and impact spot rates as you think about, what's going to happen with the market moving forward. I mean, there's a lot of kind of factors, a lot of balls in the air here that are going to have an impact on this.
Yeah. AB5, you mean communism? Well,
whatever name you want to call it. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what I want to call it, because that's what fucking exactly what it is. I know Matt Leffler. Matt Leffler and I have very interesting dialogue on that. But you're right, though, dude. I think the overall fallout of that, and again, it's like, and I talked about this kind of like when the AB5 stuff came out. I'm like, if you guys don't like the sounds of this and you don't live in California, fucking do something about it in your state. Get vocal. That was kind of like what Ann Renke and I were talking about on Monday this week is hey, you guys, like with a lot of the legislation and stuff that's out there, your local officials are the ones who sit on the governing boards who oversee the oversight committees of the DOT and the FMCSA and all that stuff. If you don't like that, fucking tell them about it. Vote their asses out of office.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting how it all plays out. Now, I got a question real quick. So I wonder if anybody is watching the show on both episodes right now. Do we have viewers in both shows?
I don't know. I'm just excited that you can make this work.
I know, man. We're breaking the internet. I love it. It's so cool. Yeah, Matthew jumped in. We got to have him jump in on AB5. He'll do that anytime. That's
Matt Leffler jump in.
Oh no, but he will. He'll jump in.
He will keep his opinion to himself.
But it is good to see manufacturing increasing. Yes. It is good to see demand still, relatively high in the industry. It's such a weird market, man. It's such a weird market, but I think there's a lot of undercurrents that are going to be. We're going to see those play themselves out in 2023. They're going to see a recession take full. We're all going to see that pullback. It's already happened in many cases. So.
Yeah, I just want to see jobs brought back to America and put American jobs first. And that's how I feel. And I'm not going to deviate away from that. That article, though, you guys, was from the JOC. Industrial rebound, pushing up U.S. truck tonnage. Next article, you guys, is from fleetowner.com. Small carriers face more risk as fuel prices resume rise.
What's going on with fuel? Let's talk about that.
I don't know. I thought the current administration was like, hey, we made fuel prices go down, but they have nothing to do with it on the adverse.
That was just to appease us for a little bit. That was just to appease for a little bit. But
yeah,
yeah, it's really, really
it's
interesting what's
weird.
happened in the last 2 weeks with diesel fuel in particular. It's funny. Regular fuel is kind of stabilizing. It's staying pretty low, but diesel fuel just took a massive jump recently, and that's just not good. Definitely
It's not at all. And I mean, well, essentially, like, this shouldn't have came to a shock to anybody that diesels rose 50 cents a gallon over the last 2 weeks, as OPEC, as much as a month ago, said we're cutting 2 million barrels a day, or I believe it was the 2 million barrel a day mark that they were cutting. Like, they're not giving it. And again, like, you got, like, I have a radical solution. Open up the Keystone Pipeline again and start fucking pumping oil here in the United States.
Well, that's the thing. The OPEC, limited production, and then you had the strategic oil preserves. They're pulling back on that. What they opened up for that.
Oh, you mean we're at a level since 1951? Yeah.
What I found interesting is we're not importing diesel fuel and jet fuel into areas like New York and on the East Coast because there's not enough. We don't have a supply here to do it. So we used to export that stuff, and now we're importing it to coast on the East Coast, on New York and places like that. And it's just the price is just going through the roof. Rates are going down. Prices are going up. It's just bad for truckers right now.
Yeah, we do have a solution for it, and I just said it.
We do, but that's gonna be tough going for a couple more years at least.
No, I understand, and because that's what it is. And again, I think, like, for me personally, with a lot of the information in this article, without adding insult to injury, there is technology out there that can help you at least alleviate some of the burden at the pump. And a lot of it comes down to, shout out to Trucker Tools. If you're using their app, you can drop the lane that you're running in there. Say it's Richmond, Virginia, going to Nashville, and it will pull up fuel stops along the way. So it might be at, say, $5 a gallon at one stop, but 15 miles down the road, it might be at $4.85. And then you're going to have that, well, at least like what I do when I'm driving, fuck, I just filled up at that higher price. And, you can help that.
In St. Louis, you cross the river, it's 30 cents cheaper. It's unbelievable if I just go across the river.
And if you're passing through, though, you'll never know. So again, like, that's why you can utilize technology to help with this stuff. And, for me, and, it was a lot of, let me see here. Oh, my friend Brent Hutto is in this article from Truck Stop. Hutto said that Truck Stop is bullish on the spot side, and truck demand index is balancing. He added, this market is correcting itself back to its normal cycles. It's like another guy's been saying that for a few months now.
But let's get back to diesel fuel for a minute, because this is really interesting to me. I'm actually surprised that we're seeing this in October, right before the midterm elections. I would have thought that the administration would have done everything possible to keep them down at least until the election, because that makes them look better. People vote with their wallet. So that was a real interesting thing to me, that this didn't continue somehow well into November, and then they make those changes in terms of the reserves and stuff like that. Because we'll see what happens. I know that the Democratic side, they want to definitely phase out fossil fuels completely. See what California's doing with all that. It's not going to happen. I can't see that ever happening. But the fact that the prices are going up in October pretty significantly right before an election is not good, whichever party's in power. So I was kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah, it's from the movie Dodgeball. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see
how it works out. Let's see how it pays off.
And I couldn't agree with you more on that. And I think it is, though, dude. Like, it has officially backfired. Their plan has backfired in that regard. But yeah, like, releasing more and more of our strategic oil reserves from there. And again, like, we were breaking down an article about geopolitical unrest. We do not want to be in the face of an actual conflict and not have fucking oil. Do you think our enemies are just going to, like, here, fuel up your fucking planes and everything else that you're using to take us out? That's not going to happen, you guys. And that's, like, again, it's like, you got to remove that. And to your point, like, look at California. California is a prime fucking example on why we are not ready for electric and to phase out fossil fuels. They can't even keep their power grids on to fucking keep their home.
The funniest thing I saw are these Tesla owners that have electric generators in the back of their car.
I know.
Like, come on. Like, that's okay. We're not ready.
I'm all about people deciding whatever they want to do. Listen, if you want to drive an electric vehicle, I fully support you. This is America. You can fucking do whatever you want. I'm going to drive diesel. Again, it's like, you look at, like, natural disasters. Like, look at what happened. Yes. Look at what happened at Hurricane Ian. Look at what happened out there. How are electric vehicles going to fucking rebuild if there's no electric.
There's no electricity. That's right.
You know, and that's my thing is I'm not anti anything except for the government telling us how I got to fucking do something.
Right. Give us the choice to do it. I like the idea of a hybrid because all I do is drive local, but occasionally I go to St. Louis or to Kansas City or Chicago or, 4 hours away. And I don't really want to drive an electric car to those places. I want to have the gas option. So I actually like both options. When I go play golf, I like the electric golf carts. They're better. They're faster. They're quieter. I like them better. Like, it's not like I'm against electric. I hate the fact that it's being forced.
Correct.
That's never a good thing. I just wish they would say, hey, it's an open market. Here's electric, here's gas, buy what you want. And if electric cars are good and the grid is good and everything works, then people will choose that. People are choosing that. A lot of people have Teslas, right? I mean, I just like the free market in that regard as opposed to the force, because it's just as crazy from a pollution standpoint to build an electric car as it is to drive a combustible engine car. It's just as bad.
I put a picture up the other week on what a mine looks like to mine lithium. And like 7 people in the audience were like, I've never actually seen that before.
Yeah. So and you can't, what do you do with the batteries when they're dead, and how expensive are the batteries to exchange? I mean, there's questions that we don't necessarily have good answers for just yet, but it's not all that it's made out to be. Clean is not clean. Wind is not clean. I mean, what it takes to build a windmill is incredibly dirty. So dude. I just think we got to be realistic about the situation. And in my opinion, let's go all in on our strategy. We should have nuclear. We should have hydrogen. We should have, combustion engines. We should have electric. We should use it all, and then I think that's the best way to go. But diesel prices, not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. And if you think groceries are high now, if diesel prices remain elevated,
that's the thing. Regular fuel affects my pocket directly when I go to the pump. Diesel fuel affects my pocket when I go to the store for anything else. Like, it's a problem. It's going to be a problem on everything else we buy.
It's already a problem.
It is already a problem. It's only
grocery, I think it's up. I think I saw the stat that it currently it's like it was either $6,000 more expensive to live in today's day and age than it was a couple of years ago. And again, like, this isn't me advocating for, like, I fucking hate the establishment as a whole. I just want people in there who want to put the everyday.
You're not an establishment guy? Come on.
Fuck that.
That's a shock to everybody.
I know. But my thing is, man, is I want to see people who are in office that help out the little, like the people who watch my show and your show, the people who are actually fucking working for a living to make
I'll tell you
which
government people typically are doing that job. It's the state officials. I was talking to Mark Colson of the Alabama Trucking Association on my podcast a week and a half ago, and he was talking about the good people in the legislature in Alabama that he's like, hey, they're trying to do the right things. And local politics is much more enjoyable and digestible than the national politics. The national political scene is just so toxic. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, it is. And, again, you guys, just another subtle reminder, the states are self-governing for a reason. Just throwing it out there. That's kind of how the structure of our government is set up for. If you didn't know that.
Works pretty well. Hey, we only have a few minutes left. We got one more article to get to. What's up?
We'll just stop at that second one, man. We don't have time to break down the third one. The third one was just about tying in all this freight recession talk and how every major publicly traded company is boasting more record profits. So
take people off.
Really weird. So take that for what it's worth, you guys. And again, all the articles that we break down are put up on the Freight Coach YouTube channel, as well as the Coffee with the Freight Coach audio only podcast replay of this, because at the end of the day, you guys, I want you to do your own research on this. Don't fucking listen to everything I say. I don't have all the answers. I'm just putting my opinion out there on what I've experienced in my 15-year career in transportation as a whole. I don't have all the answers, but I want you guys to start looking at things a little bit differently. Stop reading a headline and formulating opinions on that. Talk to multiple sources. One data source is never good. We need multiple. That echo chamber thing is a real thing.
It's totally real. Watch The Social Dilemma. Crazy.
Dude,
all right. Really, hey, listen, how are we going to end this? We didn't talk about this. How are we actually going to end the show? You need to do your outro. I need to do mine. What are we going to do?
Outro, bro. My outro.
Great. I'm going to do the outro then. It's all me. Hey, everybody, listen, thanks for watching the show today. Chris, great to have you on the program as always, or thank you for letting me be on your program. I don't know which way to say that. And everybody on my show tomorrow, super excited. We're going to have Peter Stefanovich. We're going to talk M&A next tomorrow. So it's going to be a great show tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And come back every day at 10:30 a.m. for Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, leadership, or catch an episode of the Freight Coach Morning Show. Your choice.
Right. That's right. You guys, Freight Coach Morning Show is the top morning show in transportation. We are live every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central. And at the end of it, you guys, if you saw value in it, share the show. That's all I can ask.
Appreciate
You see value in it. Your network's going to see value in it as well. I appreciate you guys all so much, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Hey, love you, bro. See you in Phoenix. Peace.
See you later, buddy. Peace.